Today we're meeting with Johanne Nicoleau. Johanne is a business entrepreneur and owner of Nicoleau LLC, a firm specialized in providing a series of professional services from notary services to real estate transactions. Johanne attended Collège Marianne in Haiti and continued her education in the US, attending Florida International University. I was a little bit hesitant, my apologies. And Johanne received her MBA from the University of Phoenix and eventually earned a spot as a financial director for an entity under the management of the US government. In 2013, Johanne decided to sacrifice her professional career to be with her children. In 2015, pursuing her interest in wellness and passion for natural beauty products, Johanne founded Savons, a handmade luxury soap company. Welcome, Johanne. I think we lost Johanne. We're gonna wait for a few seconds and I'm going to continue. As we lost you for a few seconds.
Yeah,
so I was
here.
just gonna, okay, so we'll start the conversation then. I was gonna fill in the time. Can you hear me, Johanne? Okay, the connection is challenging for us, so I'm going to continue telling you about Johanne. Johanne is the eldest of 3 siblings. Besides childhood passions, ballroom dancing and playing classical piano, she loves socializing with friends. She is involved in philanthropic activities, including volunteering at the prestigious Junior League of Miami, where she served successfully as assistant treasurer, VP of the Financial Council, and treasurer, and she enjoys presently a sustainer status. During the fiscal year of 2015 to 2016, Johanne was a director board member of Kendall Breeze Homeowner Association. In September 2017, Johanne moved to Haiti, and Johanne operates a mission work called Restore Hope Haiti. I can't wait to hear more about that. With her children, serving children of a church in the small community of Sento in Haiti. Johanne presently serves as a member of the board of Sase Business Fam. Welcome, Johanne. It's so exciting to talk to you.
Thank you.
Tell me about, is there anything that I forgot that you would like to tell me about yourself? That was beautiful.
Oh, thank you. No, I am just a very happy, eagerly person that enjoys my passion right now. My passion turned into a business. I also enjoy the fact that I am living back home because it was a dream of mine to get back to Haiti and impacting my community where I am here. I've always wanted to do that. So I am very grateful that I get to do this. And also, you know, I've been lived in the States for 2 decades. I have to say that I do enjoy the social life that Haiti gives me that I was not able to enjoy truly, fully while in the States. But
that is so true. That is so true. I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday. She lives in Jersey and I'm in Florida. And we're talking about that, like we could live near a friend or a family member and we rarely get to see each other. So and I was exactly telling her that. I said, it was so different in Haiti. You know, we really got to see people and it's a different culture, different lifestyle for all of us. Yeah, that's great. Well, that is what we have in wherever we're living now, right? So you were born and raised in Haiti, correct?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then you were here for a decade. So tell me about yourself a little bit more. I know you have that the business that I posted about today, and I've posted about it before as well, Savons. And as I just read, you also have some other activities that you also do as well. Continue, tell me about that.
Yes, well, if we're going to highlight, we're going to highlight the activities with the children. So this is an endeavor that really started because of my daughter, and I was as eager as I was to come back home. I have to say, I had questions such as, what am I going to do when I get back to Haiti? Because yes, I want to be able to work for myself, but what's going to be my purpose in life? And we were visiting one summer with the children, and we stumbled onto an old acquaintance, old employee, if you want to call that, and we had the opportunity to hear about what he's done during our absence, during the time that we didn't see each other, and that he was helping a community of children himself. He was in theology, and my daughter was there, and she just said, "Mom, mom, mom." Automatically, I know what we can do. I really want to help. And as she mentioned it, as she actually took, I want to say
Initiative.
the initiative of of helping these children, of asking, let's go see where they are, let's go see what they do, let's go see if they have some needs that we can help. So we decided that, or I decided, or I realized that, my goodness, this is going to be my purpose. This is really going to be, I was asking myself questions, and here we go, by the grace of God, I was offered this opportunity through my child to see that I was going to help other children here in Haiti. And it's, everybody does their little part, and I was just grateful that I was presented, with this situation for me to be able to help out. And I helped following what the kids were doing. And then, of course, Savons came into light, or it came into service, after all of this came about. So
Okay.
this is absolutely, I want to say, something that I hold true to my heart. I'm
Yeah.
enjoying
So
it.
that's great. So you started with Restore Hope Haiti. That's the name,
Yes.
right? And where
Yes.
where is it located?
It's actually in Milavoie. And Milavoie is in the area of Santo, Haiti. And so it's really in a very quiet neighborhood outside of the main street. And you know how it is when you go to Haiti and you give someone an explanation for the address. You have turn here, turn there, past this, this
Obligé
let's
by
say,
point de repère.
yes, you have to pass this little lady that sells this at the corner of the street, and then there's this light color, this house
Because
colored in red.
there are no street names.
There is no, I mean, the names are there. It's just that the signs are not there,
Okay.
but funny enough, Google Map has it. I mean, I use Google Map in Haiti. Like, this is what I trust. It takes you
Oh,
right there
wow.
to the church. Yes.
I am really
So
surprised, especially
yes.
for
Oh
those
no.
remote areas that may
Mm-hmm.
not be like you only know because you know the area, but there is no sign or something.
Exactly.
Ah, interesting. Interesting.
Exactly. But like I said, the names of the streets are there. They're street names. And if they're plotted, and I remember the reason why I trust Google, I'm going to tell you very quickly. I was vacationing in the south of Haiti, and I met a group of young people, and found out that they were working for this company from, I don't know if they were based from the US or anything, but they were working for this company that they were actually putting, areas, remote areas on a map, on Google Map.
Oh,
So that was just amazing. So yeah, that's
that's
why
great.
I know they do that work. So
Well, they did their work, right? They did their
yes,
work. That's amazing. That's amazing. So when so you are a part of Restore Hope Haiti and you help the kids. And
yes, ma'am.
then when did you start with Savon des Îles?
Okay, so Savons actually started and as an idea in 2015. in August of 2015. And I think I tell the story so many times now. It was because of my daughter. She went off to college, and it was my first child. And it was the first time I was at home. Even I had another child with me, but I was so used to this one. She's my firstborn, and I had this void in me. Didn't know what to do, didn't know what to feel, because I wanted to be that superhero mom, that super strong mom that doesn't cry. And
gotta cry. We gotta cry. It's okay.
And Isabel, at that moment, I realized that I asked myself the question, my goodness, how did my mother feel when I went to college? Because I just could not, I was trying to make sense of the feelings, the many feelings that I was experiencing. So met with my mother, called her up, told her that I was not so great. I wanted to know how it was for her, because at the time when I went to college, my mother was still living in Haiti. So I had that little time with her. It was very precious. And my mom, she gave me a shoulder to cry on. I mean, I didn't cry because mom is a super strong person too. She's the type of Haitian woman that says, got it, tip. You know what? Get yourself together here, okay? So you just need to find yourself something to do, Joanne. So it was a beautiful Sunday on a promenade that we, stumbled on, essential oils, stuff to make yourself feel good. I mean, I'm just gonna say it like that.
Yes.
And this is how it started. And I bought my mom some stuff for the body, for the skin. There was a couple of soap bars that we saw. And Isabel, I know we've had a previous conversation, but I just want to let everybody experience the fact that this moment was, I think it was written in the book of my future, of my destiny, because I got onto this table, saw some essential oils or some perfume oils, and us women, we take something and we're like, oh, it smells very nice, and there were a couple of bars of soap, really. And I picked it up. First thing I did, again, put it by my nose, and I looked at my mom and I asked her, Mom, would you like me to buy you some soap? And she said yes. And I looked at the soap bar. I looked at the I don't want to say the crafter, the maker. I want to say the person that was behind the table selling. And I asked the question, did you make this? As if I was asking what's in it, and when it was a man, and when he answered, yes, I made these.
Oh, wow.
I showed my mom the bar. I picked up the bar. I looked at my mom, and our eyes, the eye contact, it was just locked. It was locked for a few seconds. And in that moment, I was reading, you can do this. Why don't you make this? And, and I was agreeing, this is the connection I was having with my mom. And it was just phenomenal, because as soon as this happened, I paid the guy. We went straight to our car. And as soon as we got into the car, my mom started saying, you can't make this. This is what you're going to do to make yourself feel good, so that you don't miss your daughter that much. This is really how Savons started. And I have to tell you, Isabel, I'm not the only soap maker in the world. I even have family members, that are into, bath and body. It's none of that ever attracted me, but that moment in time when I was with my mother, and then when she was, helping me, feel better. This is
what I know for sure, at least in my life, we never know where an experience is going to show up to inspire us to take action on something. It wasn't planned. You just went to go purchase some stuff to have a time with
my mother.
Yeah, with your mother. I took a pause because I noticed somebody's name just pop up and asking to be admitted. And I'm saying, we're not expecting anybody, are we? Are you expecting anybody?
No.
Okay, that's fine. So yes.
Oh,
So
that's
it's
probably my mom. I hope it's not her. But yeah.
that was funny. I'm saying like, are we expecting anybody? Maybe she
Yeah.
wanted me to talk to her with somebody else. Okay,
No,
but I know
no.
we didn't talk about that when we discussed when
No,
we
we
met the
did it.
last time we talked. And yeah, so it was a moment for you to be inspired, and then you got inspired, and then you took the idea and you ran with it.
Yes, I sure did.
That's really beautiful. That's really
I sure
beautiful.
did. And I always say, and it's gonna sound a little bit funny, "M toujou tande sa gran moun dim." You know, and my mom, she is the mentor in chief. You know, she's that one lady, she says something, you see it, you know. So I always listen to my mother. And that was, you know, the most, I want to say, amazing journey of my lifetime. I have to say this because, Isabel, I'm going to tell you, at 8 years old, actually at 6 years old, I was into dance school. My mom put me into a dance school. At 8 years old, my father said, "No, she's got to learn the piano. It's better." And you know, by 12 years old, I already knew how to drive. I knew how to cook. You know, I knew how to do a lot of things with my hand. I was a very outgoing
Handsome.
young woman. I enjoyed, you know, playing sports. You know, there was a lot that I knew that I could do. There's a lot of things that I did, and I had fun. And although although I haven't done that in a few years, but you know, playing the piano, for example, became something I used to say how extraordinary that God created those hands and I can do something with it. I make music with my hands, you know. Now I'm making myself and many other people feel good because I use my hands, you know, by making soaps and other body products, you know, bath and body products. I, you know, I just love it.
That's good because you had the habit growing up of going after different things, a variety of things. So when that
Mm,
showed up for you, you actually were already you were ready
I
to
was ready.
especially when you are in a
Yes.
space where you wanted to do something, so you're not too sad about your daughter's departure to college. So you needed that, and then you definitely you had that character that could take on that on. And I'm glad you said you listen to your mom because your mom knows what she's saying. It's her wisdom. I remember
Yes.
when my mom was alive, it's like we used to say "ligen bouche cabrit," you know. And what that meant was anything she says is gonna happen. So when she gives you a warning or when she tells you something, be very careful because pay attention to what she says. Don't dismiss what she says. And because there
Correct.
is so much wisdom in what they say. That's really nice. That's really nice.
Mhm.
So you have a really close relationship with your mom. That's really nice.
I sure do. I
That's
sure
really
do.
nice. That's really nice. So now that you made the decision to start with Savon des Îles, I love the name, by the way. It's very
Thank
kind of
you.
like island kind of thing, you know, very cool island and casual and relaxing. And then yeah, definitely love the name. It's and
Thank
then you
you.
studied that. My pleasure. You studied with Savon des Îles, and so how was the beginning for you? I know studying a business, it's never easy. It challenges will come. That's part of growth. So how was it for you at the beginning when you studied? We still have somebody that came back that is asking to be admitted. I'm not going to admit him. It's somebody that you know. So I'm not gonna admit him,
Okay.
but
Okay.
because you told me you don't want to admit anybody, it's up to you. So I'm not going to. So we're gonna continue.
Ah, yes.
So yeah, so it's what how did you start? Like how was the beginning for you, and how did you go through the challenges that must have come because it's part of of studying a business?
Okay, so the very first thing I'm going to say, I'm going to entertain your comment about the name of the business. So my mother actually came with the name of the business. I was,
Oh,
yes, this is, Isabel, I am not only in love with what I do, the passion that ignites me when I am making and I'm crafting, but I do all of this also knowing that the person that I was with me at the beginning is the person that also says, why don't you call it this? And the reason is, I actually went to all my family and I said, look, this is what I've been doing. You got to tested some of the stuff. I want to make it into a business and I want a name for it. So I asked everybody, cousins, uncles, siblings. And here comes my mom. And I said, I want it to have a connection with the islands, with Haiti, because in my mind, I knew that, there's sometime, there will be me going back home. And mom says, why don't you call it Savons des Iles? And I said, oh my goodness, mother. I love it.
jackpot, right?
Jackpot. So basically, the support, and I can tell you at the beginning, yes, if you talk to any businessman, any entrepreneur, the beginnings are never easy. But I will tell you this, I had what you call, the village with me. I had the support of not only my mother, my dad at the time when he was alive, my siblings that were saying, oh my gosh, what did you do? You did this? Wow, that's wonderful. What else are you going to make? Then, my family, my husband, my children. And my husband is the financial investor in chief, and I had all of these people around me, and as much as I made the soap, and as much as I gifted them for people to test them, I had the support of people telling me you should make more. My God, this product is good. How did you make it? What did you do? Well, when did you think about doing it? So basically, in terms of the moral support was there. Of course, the finances and everything that comes into it, these are things that, I didn't have some magical, capital just sitting there waiting for the business to happen. Remember, this came about because of a feeling of a situation,
You
and
wanted to fill a
so
void.
I
You
wanted
wanted
to
to
fill
fill
a
a
void.
void.
So
Yes.
basically, yes, yes. So at the beginning, again, I was in the States. So the business really started in the States, in South Florida. And very quickly, as I became eager to learn, to know, for example, how is a soap made? Because Isabel, the very first soap bar that I purchased for my mom and me was, just a simple type of soap that many of us call glycerin soaps, those type of clear soap that, they smell good, and I became intrigued with the idea. I want to know, curiosity, just got the best of me. And I started, my head in, books, my head in, searching for information virtually, then looking for people that can help me, looking for places where I can learn, now getting into organizations, that actually support soap makers or bath and body makers, getting in touch with chemists. It was all going back to school for me again.
A
And
lot of
I was in
researches.
my,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
was in my element. I was in my element because I enjoy learning, and the fact that I know it, we say it's something done in natural processes, but there's so much chemical reactions that happen with, it's just like you have baking soda and then you have how do you call that, vinegar. When you mix both together, there's a chemical reaction that happens, but both are natural. You understand what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yes,
So
yes.
basically, I went learned about all of these things, and I'm a continuous learner because I
Yes.
do yearly. Thanks to COVID, we didn't get to do it in person, but we did it virtually. So every
Okay.
year, I go on conferences, 4 or 5 days conferences, and and because I'm a constant learner, I do that, more than twice a year. And this is really what got me excited. Then the more I was learning, the more I was getting excited, the more I was happy, the more I said, you were learning about, oh my God, I didn't know this, the properties of this ingredient, the property on the skin, and I was getting so excited that this brought me to I want to say perfection, because I am the type of person as well, Isabel. If I do not perfect one particular, let's say, thing right now, an ingredient or a product, I will not move on until I do. So right now, I can say I have the cold process soap making method down to a science. I mean, I can do it in my sleep. You
You want to
see,
make
and
sure that you get it to all the different levels that you have to go through. You want to make sure you really understand
exactly,
the entire process before you can go to the
exactly,
next thing. Got it. Yeah.
exactly, exactly.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
So I spent I know I'm probably going to answer some of questions that you have after for me, but the fact of the matter is I spent about 2 years really. I made soap and I did sell some, but I spent 2 years doing just that, studying, researching, applying myself, meeting people, networking, going to conferences. That's what I spent the most of the first 2 years. And also I got to go on markets. I got to talk. You want to make yourself known in the community, and our community, our Haitian community, I will say it's supportive, but there's also other communities that were as supportive. So I made sure that I started, talking, going around and everything. But I did also know, and I'm going to leave you to ask me the question, but I did also know that I wanted to go back home. And I wanted to make sure that what I was doing here in South Florida, I wanted to do it back home as well.
Which question is it that you want me to ask you? Because I know I have some questions that I usually like to stay in as a foundation for when I'm having Candid Conversation and Candid Creoles. And however, it's a foundation, and the conversation will flow whichever way it can flow, because every conversation is different. It's fascinating. It's in its own way. So is there something that's why I'm asking you which question you want me to ask you next?
Well, basically,
I'm throwing the ball on your court, right?
Yeah, thank you, Isabel. But I'm pretty sure that question was going to come because I get it a lot. For example, people are asking me, okay, where are you? Where are you and where do you sell your soaps? So I want people to understand. Yes, that question. And I want people to understand that I started one place. There is a significance, with the fact that I started making soap, or the story of Savons started in South Florida. It started with a Haitian family, I want to say in my own Haitian environment, However, I opened up my heart, my product to people everywhere in that country. But I also wanted to make sure that I went home because I wanted to put some star ingredients, in my soap. Because look, there are plenty of soap makers, of handmade, or
in Haiti.
they call
and you're
it
talking
soap
about in
crafters.
Haiti alone.
No. I'm talking about in the US.
In the
There are
US.
plenty of people in the US, but here I'm making,
Sure.
everybody says, I make soaps from scratch. I'm a soap maker. Yes, I am too. But I wanted to have the particularity that, okay, I have a star ingredient, 1, 2, or 3 star ingredients in my recipe. And that's what puts me apart from everybody else, So I absolutely wanted to go back home, or to make sure I found ingredients from home that I can use in my recipe as I formulate, in order for me to say, this is made with Haitian ingredients, or this is made in Haiti, that sort of thing. So I started in the US, and I still make soap in the US. So I want people to know that I do have a website, and if anyone would like to have access to Savons, you can do so by going on the website. We'll talk about the information.
And we're going to post the
afterwards.
website. We're going to post the website on that same post as well.
Okay.
Right below. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. So I actually, I actually make it a point, because I am the one still making my soaps, right? So I make it a point to be in the US at a certain period of time when I know the inventory is starting to get low, when I have all of that information. Then I come in, I work for 2-3 weeks at a time, and I make sure everything is restocked. Then I go back home, you see. But I find calm, I find myself at peace at home, Elizabeth. I have direct access to those ingredients that I also want to elevate. So you have our castor oil, we have our coconut oil, we have our cocoa butter. And now I am inciting some people, because guess what? In Haiti, you have a multitude of variety of mangoes in Haiti. I mean, I'm not saying that you don't find it someplace else, but I'm pretty sure if we were on a count from 1 to 10, Haiti would be number 2, because we have such a variety of mangoes. And guess what? You can do everything with the mango. You don't lose anything. Le noyau, the nut. What am I saying? I want to make sure I say it right. But you make mango butter with it. So you see, I want to make sure
this is really fascinating.
Not only that we elevate.
Yeah. Yeah, this is really fascinating. You started this business not knowing much about it. And then you invested 2 years of your time to learn not only about how to build a business, but the product that you want to create and then bring to the community in service.
Yes,
this is
ma'am.
So that's, and then yes, from there, and that's what I'm hearing you say, from learning, making the time to learn and investing your time to learn, you are able to also come up with your own ideas and then build upon what you have already learned. That's correct. What I'm hearing you say.
That's correct.
That's the path. I wanted to make sure that I'm so glad you explained that, because very often sometimes people don't, when they're starting on a business, they may not know where to start and how to go by doing it, because especially if it's a field they've never been exposed to before. And yet that's the field that's calling them, just like you.
Yes.
Right? You've never done that before, but it was calling you. So you took the time to know your product, know the system, know the business, and then you took off.
That's
right. That's what I'm hearing you say. Yeah, that's great, because anybody who's listening to you who has an idea, and that was actually one of my questions I was going to ask you. Anybody who's listening to you, like if they have an idea, it's like to ask, okay, where do I start? Because she started on her own. So what about you? Just before I could answer you, ask you answered. Yeah, that is really, really, really awesome that you did all that. And I understand that is not the only thing that you do, because you do have the business, and then you do have the your contribution to Restore Hope Haiti, right, as well.
Yes.
So anything else that you want to share with us?
Well, since we are in, I want to say a Haitian debate, conversation, and we welcome everybody else. We are also, Savons is also a member of different organizations here in Haiti. We are among a group of 100, it's more than that, it's about 200 entrepreneurs and we're trying to change the narrative here in Haiti. Okay, we're trying
I love that.
to elevate the made in Haiti. You know, we're trying to, you know, to elevate how we do things. We're trying to give awareness to what is grown locally. And because I can tell you, I am in this group, we buy from each other. We try to create that ecosystem, and from that point on, make some noise in that big forest of ours, which is Haiti, okay, and the rest of the world. So we try to elevate the made in Haiti. We try to elevate the quality of the products that we're making. We are also partnering with an organization called FACI. FACI is La Fondation Haitienne Anti-Cancer Infantile. It's a foundation that's combating cancer among children. And we're a member, but what we do with our products, every time anyone purchases from us, anytime anyone comes to see us at our workshop, anytime anyone participate in any of the activities that FACI organizes that we take part, you know, some of the proceeds go to FACI in order to help our children, because they need us. There's one entity in Haiti that actually does that, and we try to help them. It's L'Hôpital Saint-Damier, and yeah, so many things that we
You have
try
many
to
things
do.
going for you.
Yes.
That's really nice. This is really powerful thing, because you are so when people purchase your product, they actually are also helping FACI.
Yes,
And
they
FACI
are.
is taking care of, because you contribute for every income you receive, you take a portion and then contribute to FACI. And FACI is taking care of children, Haitian children who have cancer.
So FACI is a foundation, and the foundation helps a hospital, and that's specific. I mean, it's like to be honest with you, their whole mission is to help that hospital. So, you know, and when we do events, or for example, for the entire month of February, for the entire month of September, and we had a campaign awareness for, you know, infantile cancer, and promoting also FACI's campaigns, and elevating all companies, or all I want to say members that are part of that foundation, because that's what we do. Because like I said, there's only one entity in Haiti, and it's called L'Hôpital Saint-Damier, and a lot of the time they either don't have the right equipment, or they don't have the financial means to help everybody, because we're noticing more and more there's a higher percentage of infants that have cancer. And that's kind of sad. We talk of cancer, but we talk about grown-ups and everything, and you don't realize that there are children that are affected.
Yeah.
Yes.
To see it in children, we don't want to see it in anyone, and yet when you see a child sick, you get a different take on this moment with the child, especially because it's so innocent, and then yet the suffering. This is really, this is a different thing for us when we see that. And then you say L'Hôpital Saint-Damier, c'est ça? L'Hôpital Saint-Damier, you say it's the only entity. Are you talking that's the only children's hospital?
I'm not saying it's the only children's hospital, but it's the only hospital that actually takes care, that has, I want to say, the space to receive children with cancer.
Oh, got it. Okay.
They're specialized. They have people that take care of them.
That's what they do. So they specialize on that. Okay, got it. Are you also on and then the 200 entrepreneurs? So that you guys network and you support each other's business. How powerful is that? And then you guys are doing your own thing to change the narrative. There are so many of us doing such great things, and we don't know it. So it's so,
Yes,
so powerful to hear you say
yes.
that. Yeah.
The association is actually called Sasebisi Spam. And I have to tell you, in 2017, when I moved back to Haiti, okay, I'm a social butterfly. I think I can say that now. I'm a social butterfly, and so I had to do something. And something meaningful is always in the back of my mind. If I'm going to do something, it has to have a purpose, and it needs to serve somebody other than me. You see, so Sasa Business Spam is a regroupment, of other entrepreneurs that are, that want to not only grow their business, but also to have an impact in the community. And that impact may be in raising awareness in, our country is necessary, essentially, or was essentially, an agriculture land. That's what we did. That's how we prospered back in the days, and we want to get back to that, because and we need to put in to give value to everything that is grown in Haiti, because everything that is grown in Haiti is, and I'm going to say it sounds cliche, it's good. It tastes better. Our soil, is fertile. It's good, and it and a lot of that area is just bare. So we want to bring awareness to that. And there are other businessmen in other domains, in other, areas. But the fact of the matter is, they decided that, let's group everybody together, and then let's everybody know, for example, let's Johanne know Isabel, and let Isabel know, so and let so and so know Joanne, and let's buy from each other. Let's create a buzz, let's make some noise. Let's give us some sort of value, some weight, and then let's go out there. Let us people know. So that association regroups all of these entrepreneurs, and there's many of them that are startups, okay, or very small. It's small enterprises, micro and small enterprises, small and medium enterprises, no large enterprises in that group, okay, we're helping each other, and
That's
we're
great.
we're letting the country know that there are some businessmen, this is what they're doing, this is how we're talking with ourselves, we're helping, the person that is raising cows, we're helping the person that has hands, or that is into or into rice, into petit meal, into sorghum. We're helping all of these people. As a matter of fact, let me just, as an example, there is this big farm where they in the north, where they grow sorghum. And our sorghum is used to make our beer. Okay, it used to make Malta, our Maltas, okay, or another carbonated drink. But I also use it in my scrubs. So instead of having a scrubs with coffee, or coffee scrub, okay, I make it with petit meal. And I have to tell you, it's even nicer on the skin than the coffee powder. So, there are certain things, and it's good for you when you eat it. It's actually good for your skin as well.
Good for your skin
So,
as well.
so this is a reason why actually I got into this group. And this group not only helped me, how do I say, talk about Savons more, make people aware about this is a small company who's here in Haiti, who wants to use, our ingredients, our local ingredients. So in that association, I found the person that sold, for example, our Haitian castor oil at Panama Christi. I found the person that sold moringa oil. I found the person that sold cocoa butter.
So there is a little bit of everything. It's like different type of businesses. And I'm so glad that you said, like, many of you are going back to the source. Like we can grow things from our country. And actually, I had in one of the Candid Conversation I had was with Danielle Saint-Lo, and Danielle talked about that. She actually was. She told me that she was actually going to Grandance over the weekend, because she was going to go meet with the farmers that she was working with, because she's trying to help them to see if they can export their product. And then our product is so, like you said, yummy
Good.
and delicious.
Good.
Really good.
Good.
Good. Yeah.
Good.
So that's really that is really nice. That's really nice what you're doing. And we can talk forever on that. That is
Thank you.
so interesting. That is so interesting. And it's really a good thing to see that so many of you are working together, because the togetherness is what we need. Because
Absolutely.
can go like there is a saying that I actually like. I share that with my children. You can go far by yourself, but you can go further together.
Absolutely.
and and
Absolutely.
and that is exactly what you guys are doing, which is excellent. That is really excellent. So I am going to ask you, I'm so happy that you're part of the group, because I remember when I first posted about you, and then as I'm tagging, and then I said, oh, she's part of the group. It's like, yeah, and I wasn't even, because I'm posting about people to elevate and celebrate them and highlight them, and I don't know who's in the group because I did not invite everyone. And then I noticed, like, as I'm typing, your name was highlighted. I said, oh, she's part of the group. And then you answered. So that was really nice. That was really nice. So it's a pleasure to have you as a member of the group. And I'm going to ask you a couple questions about the group. And what's your idea about the group, and how we can always improve and grow? Because that's the idea, is to ultimately make a difference, like just like your group of entrepreneurs, make a difference at home, back home in Haiti, and make a difference for all of us. So what are your thoughts? That I welcome your opinion, I welcome your ideas, and go ahead.
Okay. So I have to say that I enjoy the group very much. And I applaud the idea of actually giving a voice to people that, without a channel like this one, would not have a voice. And even to people who are shy about what they're doing, because there's a lot of people that are introverted, but that are doing massive things, in their community, and we don't know about these people. And knowing about them gives us, some leverage, to do even greater work, so this is what I like about it, because we're talking about, for example, well, maybe somebody didn't know about Johanne, Nicoleau, and Savons, and and being in the group, they find out, oh my goodness, where is this person located? Wow, she lives in Haiti. Wow. And maybe this is someone I can connect with, and everything like that. And I love what you're doing, because like I said, we have many celebrities in our community, right? Our Haitian celebrities, we know them. We talk about them, even other people are noticing them. But the work that you're doing, Isabel, in now inviting people to invite other people, so that we can discover their talents, so that we can discover their gifts, and so that we can discover their knowledge, and what they're offering, because we're everywhere, right? We're worldwide. Haitians are just everywhere. You see. So, but this to me is such I want to say it's such a gift, because we have the opportunity now, and when I say we, I mean the group, à travers toi-même, through you, have the opportunity to give a voice to someone who otherwise would not have had a platform, to speak and about what they do.
That. Yes. And then and I also always say the group is, I may have started it, but it's our group. It's for us all. It's I'm just the one who was who started it. I was inspired to start it, and everybody will join later. Without you, there will be no group. So I really appreciate every single member of the group, and you're one of them, and I am so grateful.
Thank you.
And then feel free to continue to invite, because that's how we can grow, and that's how we can elevate more of us. Absolutely. That is so powerful. Thank you. And where do you see yourself in Savons in the future?
Well, I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to say it's also cliche, but that's what I want. I want to be a big business. I want to become a big company. I want to be global. I call myself global right now because I ship anywhere in the world. I manufacture in Haiti. I want to, how do I say, I want to make sure that within the next 5 years that I am able to manufacture in Haiti, like consolidate where I am. I will still be selling out of my my online store, and we'll also be shipping out of the US as well. Okay, but I want to make sure that everything is manufactured in Haiti. That's what I want. That's where I want to see myself in 5 years. I want to make sure that this company becomes billion-dollar business. Yes, it's I am I'm putting it out there to the universe because that's what I want to see.
And the
Of course,
universe always listen. The universe
yes.
is listening. And
Yeah.
I'm going to quickly tell you something about a Gary Keller. I am a real estate agent, professional real estate
Mm-hmm.
agent, and the company that I'm under the umbrella of Keller Williams. So Gary Keller studied Keller Williams in the 80s,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just one company, and he had a big dream for Keller Williams. And he said when people would be calling, I would say national office, and it was
Mm-hmm.
only one office. So you just say you say you're global because you need
Absolutely.
to see the vision, like in the Bible that it says, the Bible says that when there is no vision, the people perish, right?
Yes.
So, and Gary Keller right now is the #1 real estate company in the world, Keller
Amazing.
Williams. And he
Amazing.
started by just believing and seeing the vision and acting as if the vision was already present in his life. So when you want that big dream that you do desire, it's already yours. You just got to do the
Amen.
work.
Yes. Yes. And I will add to that I want to, of course, that means growth, that means expansion, that means hiring more people. And I want
Yes.
to hire more and more people from home. You see, because I'm already doing this job right now. Let's just say I call them my back office. Okay. So my back office are my farmers, the people that are selling me the oils, the people that are selling me the additives, the natural additives
You're
that I
creating
use.
jobs. You're
Yes.
creating jobs. And then the bigger
Yeah.
you become, the more jobs you're going to create and the more
Correct.
people you're going to serve. The more
Yes.
you give, the more will come back to you. That's what you're doing.
I'm excited. Can you tell? I'm excited. So
And you should
that's
you should
really what I
be.
want. And really that's what I want. That's where I see myself. I see myself, of course, in a bigger warehouse. I'm in a warehouse right now. I do have some space, but I see myself, if I can quantify for you right now, if I'm making 1,000 soaps a week, I want to be able to make 5 to 10,000 soaps, without any issue. I want to be in with retail stores all around the world. I want to do that. It's possible, it's feasible, it's doable, and just like you said, I'm just going to work, and working for me, to be honest with you, is I'm having fun. And I'm having fun making my candles. I'm having fun making my soaps. I brought some for you to see. I'm having
Thank you
fun.
for sharing
Uh,
that.
and I'm having fun actually, making, thinking about the packaging. And, I'm having fun talking to people about how I want this, this is made in Haiti, and, something that's made in Haiti do have, some quality attached to it.
That is
And,
great because we have a lot of we have quite a few people in the group that are not Haitian. We have
mm,
some people in the group, so for them to be able to hear about your product and to see your product, thank you so much for showing us your product, for seeing,
oh,
for bringing a few pieces with you, and then
you're
they can
welcome.
see it as well. They can go and research, and we're going to put the website on the page, on the post,
Yes,
so they
yes.
can definitely do the research. And I'm going to ask you the last 3 questions because I don't want us to go over time. And
Mm-hmm.
the one word to describe life, or well, the next 3 questions I'm going to ask, the next two actually, are going to be just one word answer.
Okay. All
Just to
right,
bring
I'll
a
do my
little
best.
zest to it, a little fun,
I'll
right?
do my
More fun
best.
to it. Yes, although it's already a fun conversation always. One
Thank
word
you.
to describe either life or to describe your life.
Wow. Life in my life, I have, oh my goodness. Okay, Isabel, one word to describe life. Okay, I am going to say hope. Okay, because no matter what, there's always hope. The sun always rises, always. It
Yes,
sets, but it
yes,
always rises. So there's
yes.
always hope to do something better. There's always hope to make something better. There's always hope to connect with someone. There's always hope, to make other people happy, financially happy by giving them jobs. There's hope.
There
I
is
mean, we
hope.
could go
There
on
is
and on.
hope. There is
There is
hope.
hope. Yes.
And now one word to describe Haiti.
Oh my goodness. Discovery. This
Discovery. Okay,
discovery.
I get that. I get that.
Discovery.
And what will be your advice for Haitian? And we have about 3 minutes left. If you can
Word.
give me an answer within 3 minutes, less than 3 minutes, actually.
w- let's get along and let's work together.
That's
Let's work
it.
together. We have a country to build. Yes.
We have a country to build, and it's up to us to build it.
Correct.
We
Correct.
don't have to always rely on outside help.
Help.
We
Correct.
can appreciate the outside help, but we should not be waiting for the outside help.
That's correct.
Our
That's
country,
correct.
we created the mess, and we must fix the mess.
Correct.
That's it.
That's it.
It was such a pleasure.
Oh my God, Isabel, thank you so much. And I never like to leave a conversation without, a little note of happiness, and I'm going to do my thing if you permit.
Please do.
Okay.
Please do.
Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you for spending this time with me, with Isabel, and with Savons des Îles, discovering myself and discovering Savons des Îles. My name is Johanne Nicoleau, and I am Savons des Îles. So please reach out, connect. Let's elevate each other. You can reach me on all the platforms. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, and our website. I know Isabel is going to put it down, but I'm going to shout it out. It's www.savonsdesiles.com. Welcome to Savons des Îles. Thanks, everyone.
That was beautiful. And one more thing before I let you go, I'm going to put your website on the below that post. If you could add your Instagram and whatever else.
Absolutely. I will do that.
Yes,
I
just
will do
add
that.
Well, thank you, everyone, and thank you for watching. It was a pleasure hosting Johanne, and looking forward to seeing you soon.
Alrighty. Thank you so much. Good night,
bye-bye,
Isabel.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.